Welcome back to another episode of Balancing Healthy. Today we have a very special guest. I'm going to get her to introduce herself in a second, but today's episode a little bit different, still in the health fitness side of things, but we're diving into a bit more business and spirituality as well. So if that's your vibe, definitely keep listening. Tish, I'm going to let you introduce yourself a little bit. Tell us about you, what you do, your hobbies, all the kind of things.
All the things.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Teesh. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited. I am 28. I'm a dog mum. I have a beautiful partner who I've been with for 4 years. I live on the Mornington Peninsula. I grew up in this area. I am a water baby. Anywhere near the water, I feel very
Yeah.
grounded. I'm a business owner. I've got two businesses. So I'm an online health and fitness coach. I've been doing this coming up to 3 years, which we're going to double into a little bit
Yeah.
later. But the reason that I started this business is because I had a very big weight loss journey. And I'm also a bit of a witch, bit of a spiritual guru. So I have a meditation full moon circle business, which is called Healing with Tish. And a list of hobbies. I don't even know where to begin. Another thing, I've got ADHD, so my
Yeah.
hobbies list is huge. I'm starting a new hobby every week, but at the moment, I am loving making little potions and like healing jars using herbs, essential oils, crystals. Another hobby that I'm loving at the moment is coloring. It is just such a great way to wind
Mm.
down. It's like aesthetically pleasing. I just love it. And I have also just started sewing. So I brought a sewing machine.
Oh, actually, I
Yeah,
think I did see that.
it's so fun. I did VCE fabrics when I was at school, so I feel like my inner child is thriving. So at the moment, it's all very creative sort of stuff that I'm loving.
Yeah.
I'm looking at getting like an arts table to have all of the things, but I would say that those are my three hobbies, obviously, as well as weight training and prioritizing my health. That is like very big in my life as well. But that is pretty much me in a nutshell. Just picture weight trainer, witchy vibes, bit of a guru. That's
Yeah.
me in a nutshell.
Amazing. I was like, oh my God, so much in that. But one thing that like I just had a thought of, they are all creative hobbies, and we're obviously going to go into the spiritual stuff later. But I'm like, feminine, I can't say the word femininity
Yes,
is like linked to the creative, isn't it?
yes,
So I'm
yeah,
like,
one hundred percent.
to me, that shows like how much you prioritize yourself and how like grounded you are and
Yeah,
stuff. Because I fucking struggle to be
yeah,
creative because I'm just like masculine in
yeah.
every fucking way you
So
can imagine. So
I was very big in the masculine energy, probably
mm,
2024, 2025. And I really want to tap more into my feminine energy. I feel like it's really hard to do that when you do own a business and when you go to the gym,
mm,
because that is quite masculine energy, running a business, doing all the things, weight training, progressive overload, changing your physique and on
yeah.
the grind, I would say. That's very masculine. But I'm trying to, especially this year, be more feminine and the flow, like just going with the flow and just trying to like find a really great balance for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, did you just answer the next question I was going to ask? What are we trying to balance in life
Well,
right now?
yeah, it is. I'm trying to be honest. I do try and balance between because you do have to have that masculine energy. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to find that perfect balance there with like business and my own flow of life. But then I'm also really trying to balance like the health and fitness space as well as the healing space. Like that for me at the moment is huge because it's like I can't put all my eggs into one basket. I've got to share
Mm,
and balance the both. I feel like my health and fitness there's not much I need to balance there. I feel like I've been doing it for a very long time, so
yeah.
I'm in a good rhythm. The balancing part is definitely the two identities, I would say, because they are very, very different. And it's like, ooh, a little bit scared to share too much here.
Yeah.
But I'm so well known in the health and fitness space. So it's just trying to like balance those two so I can give to both because they both light me up.
Yeah. Interesting. Do you feel like since like you started healing with Tish and like diving into that at the end of last year, do you feel like it's, I don't know what word to use, like it's, like you said, you're so well known for health, like for the health and fitness, but do you feel like it's almost like progressed you? Like it's
100%.
more, yeah.
I was like kind of low key scared to start the healing with Tish, but I'm attracting women I don't even know or haven't seen. I guess when you're like in the health and fitness, like I have like a bit of a community there, whereas the
Mm,
community that I have with healing with Tish is completely different, like so, so different. So it's like I am opening up a little bit more, and it's like I want to be known for both. Like I want to be known like, oh, there's a full moon coming up. I want to do something for myself. I'll go to Teesh. Or like, I want to lose weight. What can I want to go to Teesh. Like I want to be known for both because that's like what lights me up. I don't want to just be in the one category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm just wondering if like, because I know one of the questions I had like later on for us was like how you connect spiritual with health and wellness.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're going to that now before going to your
Yeah,
story,
well,
like if it's
yeah,
still
yeah.
going to make
And you
sense.
know
Yeah.
what? It took me a long time. I actually really struggled in the beginning because it's such a big part of who I am. So I guess I'm going to answer that other question, which is like how I knew I was a spiritual girly. And it's like
Mm.
I just always knew from a very young age, my mind was just very different. And I just remember some questions that I would ask my mum, and she used to be baffled because she'd be like, how the hell do I answer this to a 7-year-old? Because my mind was so open. And because of what I know now, when I think back to being a little girl, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, like your third eye was open, like you were more aware maybe to what others were. But my mum, she's from New Zealand. She's a Maori, so the Maori culture is very spiritual. My mum is also very spiritual as well, so it's kind of in my blood. So
Yeah.
I guess it's always been there, and I think when I was aware of it was probably around 2018, 2019. Those were like the harder years of my life. And I just remember like following my intuition with a couple of things, or like I'd have a feeling and then it would happen. And I was like, oh, like what the hell? And so that was when I kind of dabbled into like listening to my gut and following my intuition. And then when lockdown happened, I was in hospitality at this point, so I had no job. So I was like, well, what the fuck am I going to do? That was when I started
Yeah.
meditating. I had a spiritual mentor. I dabbled into it a lot because I had so much time. And that was when it all came in lockdown. Then when I became a coach, like it's always been there. Like it's never, I tried
Yeah.
to ignore it. When I became a coach through my weight loss journey, I guess I would talk about it with my clients, and naturally I would attract spiritual women, which I loved. And I would talk about it with my clients because if I think it's important that you're in tune with your menstrual cycle, but you also need to be in tune with the moon because a lot of the things that I would see is like, okay, this woman is doing so well on their journey and then they struggle once a month or whatever. And it would either be with their cycle or it would be with their full moon. So I would try and intertwine and talk about how the full moon does affect women or humans in general. And I guess talking about alignment and being on their path. So I intertwine it in the way of like not forcing it on my clients, but
Yeah.
like, hey, if you're struggling with something, why don't you try and meditate, or why don't you try and journal, or these spiritual practices that are quite basic, or depending on where they're at in their spiritual journey. I've got some clients that I will be like, okay, maybe invest in some sage, or here's some healing things that you can do,
Yeah.
or personalized meditation, because it's just like so much deeper than like following a meal plan and going to the gym. So
Yeah.
I care more so about the human's internal health, and like their mental clarity. And then with that comes the physical results. So I
Yeah.
intertwine it low key. And then that's why I guess I started the healing space, because it's like people that want to know more, they can go there. Whereas at the end of the day, my clients have come to me for a physical result. So
Yeah.
I try and keep it basic. Like if they're struggling with certain areas, I'm like, let's do this meditation, or here, let's hear some journal prompts. Like I constantly send out journal prompts for my clients because I know what they're going through, and get them to work on it in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I just got so like so like in the zone that I didn't even notice I started like falling forward. I was like, holy crap. Like it's so much. One question I thought quickly touch on, because obviously, not obviously, but like I've talked to menstrual cycle and how it can affect women and everything. I'm wondering about the moon. Just like even like a few like key points of like what kind of struggles I guess you could face like when there's a
Yeah.
new moon, like all that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. I guess the moon is water and humans are a percentage of water. So the way
Mhm.
that I explain it, and this is was taught to me many years ago, is that when there's a full moon and you've got humans, water and water, it's like this. It's like a
Yeah.
riptide, right? That's what it does to our emotions. So you may feel the effects more so than other months. But usually when there's a full moon, excessive tiredness, you might feel weak in the gym. You might feel really moody, very highly sensitive, like your emotions are doing this, right?
Yeah.
That's how I explain it in a very simple, broken down way. I'm sure there's a lot more of a scientific, psychological way to
Yeah.
explain it. That to me is like how I've always understood it. I like, you see it in kids. It's like, oh my God, the kids are running feral. It's like, yeah, there's a full moon. Like, or
Yeah.
like, yeah, like that's the kids run around, or even your dogs or whatever. Like, if you pay attention, the next full moon is the 3rd of March.
Okay.
Have a little suss about how you're feeling, and it's they usually intertwine quite well with your emotions. So yeah, the moon is water. Humans are a percentage of water, and when there's a full moon, does this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm dog sitting on the 3rd of March, so like I'll see how it goes.
Oh, that's so funny.
Not just the 3rd. I'm dog sitting for a few weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I'm there on the 3rd of March, so
Yeah. I
interesting.
love
We'll
that.
see how he goes because I've
Yeah.
always been like, he's such a good boy. He's I call him mine and my mum's dog, but he lives with mum because we don't have a balcony or a backyard, nothing in this apartment. And he's always been so good, like just the most gentle dog. You like literally just chills,
Yeah.
sleeps, eats, doesn't do anything. But then randomly he'll just like not be a terror, but like just the energy and like just the way that he just that goes about his day. I'm like, whoa, like what's going
Yeah.
on here? So maybe it could be related.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool insight. Um, I feel like have we nearly like just done the whole spiritual side of things? I feel like we fully flipped the structure that we
Yeah, I know
had.
we started off like I'm so
Yeah.
glad though because like it deserves recognition. The
Yeah.
spiritual world, the practices, and it's like it's the woo-woo things, but there's a lot of people out there that think woo-woo or talk about energy that have done fantastic things
Yeah.
in life, and it's just like everyone has something that they believe in, whether
Mm.
it's God or if you're Catholic or whatever. I don't really know anything about that.
Yeah. That's
I'm like, did I even say it right? Catholic, go to, I don't know.
yeah.
But like I believe in my guides and like angels. So like I guess if someone was to go to church, they believe in God. That's like my
Yeah.
version is that I believe in my ancestors, like my family that have passed on, that are now up there protecting me. And things just aren't coincidences. Sorry, had to say it, but
Hmm.
it's true. Things are not coincidences. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. I've always believed that saying, but never to like I've never thought too much into it, but I've always just been like, it happens for a reason.
Yep.
Like,
And isn't it just so funny that here we are on the first day of the year of the horse and we're in a podcast
yeah.
talking about spirituality? Like, come on.
Yeah, I know. Stars are aligning.
Uh,
Um,
so I'm
all
glad
right.
that you've had me on to talk about that because it does deserve recognition.
Yeah, that's why I added it. I was like, and especially because I think, um, I feel like when you kind of started getting into the spiritual, like posting it, I mean, I feel like that's when we kind of started like
Yeah,
talking
100%.
more. Like that's what it
Yeah,
feels like for
I
me.
love that. And I've actually connected with a few coaches, and I'm like, I really love this because then, like, I know that when you are brought to it or you're aware of it, it sticks with you, and you may listen to something that I said, you pass it on to your client, and then your client says it to someone else, like a snowball effect to something that
Yeah.
to me is so important and so beautiful that I think a lot of people should be aware of.
Yeah, I actually think even it might have been after the what was it called that I came to?
In
Moon and
her.
Her. That was yeah. It was either after that or it was like around that time and like I was hearing things from you and then I was hearing things from other people and like all this stuff about the year of the snake and the year of the horse. Like I don't even know how that just started coming up to me. Like you said it once and someone else said it and then like it's like more people are sharing it on socials and I'm like, okay, like I'm starting to learn more things. And then it's just little things like even like talking to my clients, I'm like, you could feel this way because of
Uh-huh.
XYZ. And
Yeah.
then like to me, I'm like, sure, maybe they already know that, but they're like, oh my God, like had no idea. And I'm like, oh, like it's just like little nuggets that you pass on, which is really cool.
Everyone's got a third eye. Some are just more open to it than others.
Yeah.
A lot of people just, you don't, not everyone has to believe in the same thing. So I don't, if
Yeah.
someone doesn't believe in it, I don't get like all defensive and whatever. I'm like, that's so cool. Like you might believe in something that I don't really believe in. I think that's the beautiful thing about it is that everyone has
Yeah.
their beliefs. And if you're open to listening or learning about it, cool. If you're not, then
Yeah.
that's for you. Not kidding. But like, that so gets to be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. All right. Shall we go into your health and fitness journey,
Yeah.
your story, kind of everything? This is meant to be the start, but that's okay. This means we can talk for ages. Um, I was gonna say, like, obviously, I've given you a bunch of prompts. No one else knows this, but I've given you a bunch of prompts, like things we can talk about. Do you want to just like go off the
Yeah.
bat, like whatever the starting point was, like whatever feels good for you, let's talk about it.
Yeah. So it's going to be that cliche saying, I was always the overweight kid. But
Yeah.
I was, okay, I was like, I was actually saying to my partner the other day, or maybe one of my clients, that I literally remember being in like primary school and being like so close to 100 kilos that I was like, that, like,
Wow.
it just, yeah, it started from like a very young age. I don't like the thing is though, like genetics obviously has a big play into it as well because
Yeah.
it's like I never binge ate in primary school. Like I just think that, the New Zealand background, they're quite, bigger humans. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
genetics obviously had a big play into that. I also didn't do any sport. Like I would, I avoided any kind of sport up until literally my 20s when I signed up to a gym. I skipped
Yes. So,
fucking the cross country, like absolutely not. I was sick that day. So obviously genetics had a big play into it. I wouldn't say that like I was excessively unhealthy because obviously at a young age, my parents obviously did the cooking for me. So
mm,
very overweight from a young age. And I guess at that age, there's not really anything you can do about it. Like, I never really spoke to my parents. It was kind of just like, oh, well, this is just how I am. Like, I was always very different. My friends were very fit, played netball, basketball, and I was just always the chubby kid. Got bullied a lot, not too bad in primary school though, but it all sort of went downhill when I went to high school. Um, and when I was in high school, I did reach 125 kilos, and that was my turning point because I remember seeing the 124 point something, and I was like, I can't get to 125. Like that in my brain was like, no.
yeah.
Like, so that was like my turning point. So I'm not going to go too much into like the younger years and stuff because it's like at the end of the day, like I was a kid,
I
what
actually
was it?
do have a question though.
Yeah.
Just about like weighing yourself as a kid. Because again, like I'm same thing, like was the classic the heavy. I'm one of five kids. So just like looking again, like you said, your friends were doing netball, this, that, like my siblings, sporty, like did sports academy, like they did all of that. And I didn't. So that's how I always knew I was the bigger one. But I never really weighed myself until 8, 9 years ago when I like was at my
Yeah.
heaviest.
Yeah.
So I'm just interested, like, how did that kind of
Well,
start?
funny because I don't even remember there being scales in my household, to be completely honest with you. I would go to my nana's for like Easter
Oh,
and stuff, and she had scales in there. And I remember, I don't know how old I was, but I remember weighing myself and being 80 kilos. I definitely would have been in primary school. And I just
yeah.
like didn't really process it a whole lot, but I never looked at a number then and thought, oh, that means I'm fat. I just looked at appearance and compared myself to my
Mm,
so I would say that I was different because I was visually bigger than my friends. I didn't
yeah.
go, okay, well, how much did you weigh? That sort of started in high school. Um,
Mm,
but the 125, the 120, whatever it was, came from the scales at my house. And that was my turning point because I was like, no, like that. I just remember going, I can't get to 125, even though it was only 100 grams. But I was
yeah.
like, I cannot see that number. Um, and I mean, it was very messy. Like I didn't know where to begin or like what to do because I was only like 14, 15, like very early in high school dealing with like
Yeah.
bullying and like struggling to fit in, finding like your friends and like boys and all of that nonsense back then.
Yeah.
And then I think I remember having a conversation to mum and just saying, like, I'm going to be 18. I'm going to be clubbing. All my friends are going to be wearing these amazing outfits. I want to live my life. And she actually signed me up to the gym. And your parents actually had to go with you because I was underage. So I
Yeah.
signed up to Fernwood and I was only doing cardio at this point. And just like, yeah, I wasn't doing any weight training, and my mum had to come with me because I was underage. So I was just flogging the cardio. And I lost weight. It came off quickly because I was obviously overweight.
Yeah.
And I would say, like, I lost 25 kilos pretty quick, like, through, I guess, like, exercising and maybe eating a little bit better. But the thing is, I was like eating like one meal a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, cool. What am I taking for lunch for school? I'll just take an apple. So obviously very bad. And I guess a lot of the weight loss would have come from underfueling 100%. And I guess
Yeah.
being so overweight, like you may be exercising, going to the gym, but then you're not fueling your body correctly, like you're obviously it's going to drop. So
Mm.
it's so hard for me to remember because I feel like I've blocked a lot of it out.
Yeah.
I have blocked a lot of that. So obviously I've lost 50 kilos, which is this very big
It's
amount of weight.
fucking huge, yeah.
Naturally, by the way, I just want to say
Oh
that
yeah, I
because
actually thought that before we started. I was like, I was meant to say that in the
yeah,
intro.
yeah,
Naturally, yeah.
naturally, because I feel like, and that's fine, everyone can do their own thing on their own journey. I did try for like a month during mine, which was a weight loss medication, and it
Oh
just
yeah.
messed with me too much. And I think I lost maybe 5 kilos on that, which mind you, went back on. So it was very
Yeah.
like I would lose the weight, then I put it back on. And so it was kind of hard because it has been a long time. So from the age of 15 to 28, it's a
Mm.
long time. So there's 50 kilo loss in there, but there was a lot of stopping and starting and stopping and starting. I think from when I was 125, I then got to 110. So there's 15 kilos that was
Yeah.
just through school. Then that was when I was 21. And it was like I was trying keto, I was trying all the things. Um, and then I got a coach. So I ended up getting a coach in lockdown. And that was when I got introduced to tracking calories, macro counting, I guess like making it your lifestyle. So
Yeah.
how to go out for dinner and still hit your goals, or moving your body in the way that you want to, not having to do excessive cardio and weight training. So, oh my God, I feel like I've just gone on a tangent now. I don't
No,
even
no, I
know.
was gonna say, was that your first coach as well that like taught you all those things?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I had a few like interesting ones.
Yeah. No,
I mean, they weren't one to one, but like,
I was so lucky. I
yeah,
think when I left Fernwood and went to Anytime Fitness, I had a PT for like the introductory sessions. And if I
yeah,
think what they got me doing, then I'm like, that's fucked up. Like, you don't even know my body and you're making me like jump and run and sled push,
yeah,
very harsh things. So that's probably my toxic experience. But the coaches that I've had, I've only had two. Um, have been really, really incredible. So the coach that I got in lockdown, where I was like, it's like I was losing weight because I was like moving my body and I was eating well at this point. I was meal prepping and I had the time because it was lockdown. So I was like
mm,
walking a lot, which was fantastic for me. But it was also like a standstill. Like I was like, I actually didn't know how to get myself from A to B because
yeah,
you do plateau. Like obviously, and it was like, oh my God, I need help. And online coaches were like the in thing in 2020 because all PTs
yeah,
had to gym. So I was like, great, I'm just going to put on my Instagram stories looking for a coach. And the coach that I have now reached out to me and I worked with her for 3 years and she changed my life. So obviously
yeah,
being overweight and thinking that you have to eat very boring, bland, excessive cardio, and like all of that. She taught me that I didn't have to do that. So I'm like, you're telling me that I can get like a McFlurry every Friday night and like
mm-hmm,
eat Nutella like on a crumpet for my pre-workout and have pasta and have all these things and lose weight. Like that was the turning point for me. And I was like, I need people, my people, because I'd built a community through sharing my weight loss. I was like, I need all of
yeah,
these people to now know that you can do this. Because that for me, like food is life, in
yeah,
my culture as well, my background, like food is joy, food is celebration. Like
mm-hmm,
tell me that I can lose weight and enjoy the food that I like, have. Because
yeah.
for a long time I was having shakes and, these disgusting shot things that I don't even know what they were for.
Yeah. The
Isogenic.
wellness shots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I was like
yeah,
doing all these silly things, and I'm like, but in the end, I could literally just eat the chocolate and eat
yeah,
the booze and have my McFlurry, and I'm like, what the? So like that was like incredible to me at that point, like, and that was the easy part. So that was one of the questions is like, what was the easy part?
oh yeah,
The easy part for me was that period of time tracking my calories because I was like, I can fit in a chocolate, I can fit in an ice cream, I can fit in all these yummy foods. I don't have to eat plain and boring. So that was when I gained a huge passion because I was like,
yeah,
I was lost a lot of weight through restriction and eating boring, but then I've also changed my whole life and lifestyle through
yeah,
balance, flexible dieting, and I was like, this is incredible. And like I obviously had done the hard yards, so I had the experience of what it takes to lose weight.
yeah,
And then I just need the qualification. So I I guess, yeah, figured out where I wanted to study and all the things. And that was where the coaching came into it. So not only do I have the qualification, I was like,
Yep.
I've also the understanding of what it takes because I guess my niche is beginners, overweight beginners, and like
Yeah.
know how hard it is to get up and down off the floor at 120 kilos, or I know how hard it is to just walk into a shop and not fit into anything and need to go to the plus size section, or like I understand how hard it is to simply walk up and down the stairs or like get out of the car. Like, so my life transformed massively because I literally couldn't even cross my legs. Like, I'm sitting here with my legs crossed.
Yeah.
Do that. I could not do that. Couldn't, I was scared to go on the airplane when we go on holidays. Like,
Oh. I was like, they're still fucking too small, those
yes, to
seats,
be fair,
but
yeah. But just even little things like when I would go like on holidays and needing like the water parks, like,
oh
you know,
yeah.
having the fear of like not being able to fit on any rides or like
All
wearing
the
the,
weight limits.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I transformed my whole entire life through losing weight, and a
Yeah.
lot came. It wasn't just gaining confidence, you know, like there's a lot. Like, I guess I found a purpose. I was able to simply go for a walk without dying, wear shorts, wear a crop top. And it was like, I really wanted to help women because not only did I have the qualification, I had the experience, and I know how hard it is. If my client's struggling, I'm not just going to say, do better because I fucking
Oh,
understand I had a stressful day at work.
yeah.
Sometimes, if you're going through the drive-through, it's a natural human behavior to lean on food if you're stressed. Like, I actually get it. Like, it's
Yeah.
important to communicate about it and let's work through that. So, what was even the question that you asked me? Don't know, but
I was gonna
that's
say, I feel
I'm
like I
like,
haven't asked one in ages, but I do have one in my head.
yeah.
Um, it's to kind of backtrack a little bit for when you said like you started with like your coach and you started tracking and stuff. I'm curious to know when you started tracking, was it like, did she give you like your calories and then you just started tracking like that? Or did you start tracking what you were currently eating and then move to what she was giving you? Just because I'm curious to see if like, were
Mm,
you aware if you were under eating, overeating, like what you
yeah,
were at that point?
I think I remember having like an onboarding and it was like, what are you currently eating? And it was like we had established that I was not eating enough, which
Yeah.
was crazy because back then I thought that I was, but it was more so a lot of snacks. Like I feel like I was having like three pieces of fruit and then like, you know, an LCM bar and then a yogurt. And I was like, well, actually are my main meals. It's my only main meal dinner. So I think that it was like I felt like I was eating a lot because naturally you've got all these snacks. It felt like I
Yeah.
was eating a lot. So to be fair, and this I kind of love that she did this. She threw me into the deep end. Like she literally was
Yeah.
like, no, no meal plans, like just tracking. And like to be honest with you, like I don't really do that to my clients. Like I walk them through, I hold their hand, but I'm like, also love that because it taught me to just be self-sufficient. Like she's like, this is what we're doing. Download the app and just kind of like, here's some help, figure it out kind of thing. And I know that sounds quite harsh, but like
Mm.
also I love that because a lot of people aren't willing to learn or they're
Yeah.
not open to just like teaching themselves. Like it's like you're the coach, show me. It's like no, you also have to be self-sufficient as well. So I downloaded it, I watched YouTube videos, like I just played around with it. And to be fair, the first like 6 months, like I would have been tracking so bad and it was like my weight wasn't moving or not much was happening because I'm in that transition period of learning. Like you have to
Yeah.
learn. Got to be honest, 12 months, I was nailing it. I had everything down pat. I knew what my body needed. I knew how to log things correctly, how to eat out, but people aren't willing to learn. Like they're just
Yeah.
want it to be simple and it's like you actually have to learn. So being thrown
Yeah.
in the deep end, I might actually take note of that for oncoming clients, just thrown them
Yeah.
in. Um, it worked because I was like, okay, I've got the coach and she's given me the tools. She said, these are my calories and macros, and this is the app I need to use. Let's figure it out. And it
Yeah.
worked.
And
Like it
that's,
worked.
yeah, it's what I do with my clients. I will generally like get a history of their
Yes.
eating, all the kind of things. But then those that I'm like, most of them I'm like, cool, we're going to actually be tracking your food. And like if they've never done it before, I'm like, literally scan what you're currently eating. I said, don't try and change anything. Because I think a lot of people do that. Like, oh, now I've got a coach. I should try and do this instead. I'm like, no, tell me what you're actually eating. Scan it all in. I can see it. And then weekly check-ins. Like I go
Yeah.
and actually look at all that. I look at the
Yeah.
data. I'm like, maybe they've measured something in like a tablespoon of peanut butter. You know, like things like that. Like, okay, you could tweak this, or you could add a bit of protein here, or you could add a bit of fats here. Like, it's like I'll go and give them those little tweaks each week. So it's like I'm
Yeah.
still making them learn on their own,
Mhm.
but I'm still
Yeah.
there each week to give them the
Yeah.
tweaks. And then it's if someone's like really, really struggling, I don't really like offer meal plans as such, but if they're really, really struggling, like I'll then like do that for them if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like I've thrown you in, see how we're going. If it's really, really, really just overwhelming, sometimes we need a meal plan. Like could be that simple. So yeah,
Just
I love that you brought that up and you're like, yeah,
Yeah,
she doesn't.
just like while we're talking about the coaching thing or like business on a business side,
Mm,
it's like it's also really hard to work with humans because at the end of the day, you're the coach, you have to direct them and do the things and be like, well, I'm the coach, like you need to listen to me kind of thing, but also
hmm.
in the middle. So I have worked with hundreds of women and I've experienced lately last year like an inability to want to learn. And it's almost like
Yep.
I don't know where there's the missing piece or what's going on. Maybe, I don't know, chat GPT or AI or whatever's happened. Unfortunately, people are very lazy and they lack patience. So it's like, I don't want to learn how to track my fitness pal. Give me a meal plan. So like that's why I started doing meal plans because I'm like, well, at the end of the day, like I'm like, I've got to meet my client in the middle somehow.
Yep.
So I do the both. But I've never followed a meal plan in my life.
No.
I've always self-tracked. So I'm like, this just feels a little bit misaligned for me because I've never
Yeah.
actually followed a meal plan. I think they're fantastic for people that just kind of want the guesswork taken out of it. But the freedom and the flexibility and the balance comes from tracking your calories and your macros.
Yes. And I was gonna say I like had meal plans, quote unquote meal plans once.
Yeah.
It was like on this app and you could like there was a coach, if you will, it was like a big company, and you could swap out your meals and stuff. But I'm like, I fucking hated all of the swaps. So I literally just used, I think I must have been a year or two into tracking. I don't know. But I it just ended up using the calories and macros they gave me and I did my own thing anyway. Because I was like, I'm like I don't like being told what to do. So like if you give me a meal plan, I'm actually not gonna follow it because I'm
Yeah,
like,
fair.
don't tell me that.
Literally,
Yeah.
literally. Yeah, I think they serve a purpose, but I think the transition that I do is that I have quite a few clients at the moment on meal plans, and then I'm like, cool, let's do this so you can see when you're following your meal plan the volume of food that you're eating, and then let's
Yeah.
transition and go, okay, are you ready to track your food? There's also that like toxic negative feel of my fitness pal of as well. And it's like it literally is that fucking simple to like it gets you the results. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be this toxic thing. It is toxic if you make it that way, but why don't you talk and change your language and go, I'm just making sure I'm giving my body enough food, like making
Yeah.
sure I'm giving it enough nutrients rather than being like, well, I can't have this or I can't have that, or it's numbers and toxic. It's like it's only toxic if you make it that way. I never
Yeah.
had a toxic experience. Like I was obsessive with it, but that was a very disciplined time in my life where I
Yeah.
guess I could be that way. Like I was grinding, like I wanted to be that way. I didn't really go out and socialize and I was tracking everything, but at the end of the day, I didn't never looked at it as toxic at all because
Yeah.
A to B. It got me to that next level. And that's what people need to understand is like, don't be lazy and just, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And actually on that as well, I had a client in a deficit once and I remember she came to me at check-in and she was like, oh, like I had a bit of a binge Friday night because like whatever it was. I actually went to my fitness pal. She'd tracked it. She literally just went to her maintenance. And I think a lot of the time we think like things are worse than they are. And I literally said to her, I was like, you just hit your maintenance, like you're actually fine. And she was like, oh,
I actually love that because I have a client that does that. I've never told her to do it, but she, I guess, suffers from previous binge eating and all the things, and she's doing so well. And she just goes, "Oh, when I eat the things and I do overeat, I put it into
mm,
my fitness pal." And I'm like, "Do you know what? I actually love that because it's the
yeah,
awareness." I'm like, "Cool, this is what you've had. You've actually gone 400 calories over." Like, I kind of love it because it's awareness and it's data, and it's like
yep.
a lot of the time it's like girl math. Well, it's not in my fitness pal, so I didn't eat it. Whereas this
Yeah, I used to do that.
yeah, same. This is like the only client that I've worked with that actually does it. And this is a bit of a shout out to her because I actually love it because I've been like, this is so much data and awareness because
Yeah.
if you're thinking these little nibbles in here don't add up, you've actually gone 400 calories over your maintenance or over your deficit. So if this, you're wondering about the scales or whatever, this is why. So
Yeah.
saying that, I actually love when clients track it because it's like it's awareness to go, fuck, like a little bite or an extra spoon here has done this much or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's even an awareness of like for example, my client, like in the moment she thought she's having a binge, but then she like tracked it in, and she's like, it's like that awareness of like it's actually not that bad. So like mindset wise, it's like easier to be like, oh, I don't actually need it, I can stop
Yeah,
here. Whereas
yeah.
sometimes when you just start going and you think that you're binging, you're like, well, fuck it, I may as well keep going, and that would just make it like 10 times worse.
I think there's also people get confused between overindulge and binge eating. Like binge
Mm-hmm.
eating is to the point where there's shame, you're doing it in quiet and you make yourself feel sick. Like that's
Yep.
binge eating. Whereas overindulge, we all indulge in life.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day are overindulged. You know, like it happens. You go out for dinner, that's overindulge. It's not binge eating. Binge eating is literally to the point where you make yourself feel sick and you
Yep.
hold shame and it's hatred, like that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
that's I love that.
Yeah. So good. Um, Oh my God, have we answered all the questions? Have we got through our little structure? That's so quick. I'm
That's
like,
what it's great for two ADHD girlies.
yeah.
Like without going on like a full tangent,
Yeah.
we nailed that.
I'm just
Um,
thinking, is there anything else you want to talk to? Like anything else that comes to mind that you want to share, that you want to say?
yeah. I guess like when we're speaking, like if you're listening to this and like you've had coaches before and you're trying to lose weight, like literally strip it right back to
Hmm.
basics, right fucking back. Get someone in your corner and literally just listen to them. Like there's like I said before, there's a missing piece or something's happened. I think because we can have everything at the click of our fingers. You
Oh,
want
yep.
some ice cream? Uber Eats. You want to watch a movie? Netflix, switch it on, ask ChatGPT a simple question. It's like we expect that with our weight loss journey or our lifestyle change journey, that it's like, oh, okay, I get a coach now. That's it. I got a coach. It's like, no, you actually have to do the work. And I think
Yeah.
that's where there's like something's missing where people seem to think that they can't, like they just get a coach and then so they've done the thing. And it's like, no, you have to keep
Yeah.
going. And
Yeah.
it is hard. Like it is so hard, but it is so rewarding. Like I wouldn't be where I am today on this podcast, the business of my dreams, the clients of my dreams, the partner of my dreams, living this life, if I didn't do that. Like I
Yeah.
literally, if I didn't do that, who knows? And it's actually so much harder to remain the same. Like I couldn't think of anything worse. And what kept me going was thinking of that 125 number. Not that we like to go by numbers, but sometimes it gets to be okay. We're allowed to
Yeah.
do,
It's fine.
or even thinking of like not ever being able to fit into anything other than leggings or being able to get up off the floor. I knew I didn't want to live my life. I knew that I was destined for more. I wanted to find love. I wanted to live my life, travel, you know, clubbing, go to festivals. I would never have done that if I was overweight. Like I just wouldn't have,
Yeah.
because it's hard to fit into that and it's hard to show up or travel like simply just by walking around and exploring when you're overweight. So I
Yeah.
always just trust me, I've been through the stop and start, can't do this, it's too hard. But I would always sort of take myself back to that moment and go, remember why you're doing this. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you want and the win is like I still to this day kind of pinch myself that I can simply walk into a shop and know that anything on the racks fits me. And I know that sounds
Yeah.
bizarre. I literally used to shop at like Miller's as like a fucking teenager because like nothing fit me. Miller's,
Yeah.
I mean, no shame to Miller's, like Illy, but like Miller's, Suzanne, Target
Yeah.
Plus, and Big W, and like the
Yeah.
prices sucked back then.
Yeah.
So like that was always so it's hard. It is hard. And you obviously have had a weight loss journey as well.
Yeah. And it's hard. And I have three things to say on the lazy thing. Like just because like I'm like the brain's like, okay, this, and this. Um, what was the first one gonna be? Oh no, the hard thing. No, okay. So it's like if you can, like you said, like you get a coach, but then you don't do anything else, right? Show like you have to learn to show up for yourself because like you said before, like you wouldn't be doing XYZ had you not lost the weight. And it's like if you can like try and do the hard things for your health and yourself, it translates to
Mm.
everything else. It's like building that mental toughness. And
Mm.
then you, again, it's that confidence to go and do
Yeah.
XYZ. Obviously, the weight loss byproduct, we love it. But yeah, it's like if you like can't even like look after yourself or can't even put effort into yourself, how can you expect things to kind of fall into your lap? Like
100%.
that's how I always think
It
about
is
that.
easy. Everyone will be doing it. It doesn't just, it literally
Yeah.
does not just come to you on a silver platter. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you have to, it's hard.
Yeah, it's so hard. But then there's that other thing of the laziness as well, where you talked about AI before. And I remember I've had like, I think one of my PT clients came to me. Someone came to me and was like, oh yeah, I just asked Chat to write me a meal plan. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh, can I have a look? And she showed me. And I was like, that is nowhere fucking near enough food for what you need, like
Like,
your
it's
job, like
who even is AI? Like, who are you talking to? And
literally.
also, um, if you do that, it's not flexible dieting either. Like I've experienced that with clients as well when they've gone into ChatGPT and it's all like nothing wrong with like, nuts and seeds and whatever. But if
Mm,
someone's overweight, they want to eat food that they like. They're not going to want to sit there and eat celery and all this.
yeah.
That
It's the
that's
fucking one boiled egg for a snack.
fine.
I'm like, stop
Please,
it.
yeah, or like, granola and stuff. Like, I love granola. I love all these foods, but what I'm
Yeah.
saying is when someone is overweight, they want to be able to enjoy a burger or enjoy some
Mm,
chocolate and learn flexible dieting, or it's not going to be sustainable for them. If they've been thrown a meal plan from ChatGPT and it's like celery, fucking, half an apple or like boring stuff, boiled eggs,
yeah.
they're not going to stick to that because it's boring. And again, I love all of these foods. I eat all of these foods, but I also eat chocolate and ice cream and burgers and chips and all of that.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. Exactly. And also like when she showed me the meal plan, it looked like the ones that I used to be written when I said I used to swap them out. Ugh.
hmm,
I'm just like I was triggered. I was like, oh, don't do
yeah,
that, please.
yeah. And
But I actually didn't realize, huh?
sorry, you go, you go.
Oh no, I was gonna say I didn't realize how big like chat had got until I was away with my my mum, my brother, my sister-in-law. And my sister-in-law was trying to teach me Monopoly Deal. I'd never played it in my life. And I like classic me, I ask him a million questions. So I was like, oh, like, can I do this? Can I do that? And she was like, just ask chat. And I'm like, but we have a rule
It is
book.
so big
Why
at
would
the
I
moment.
ask chat?
I'm literally got myself convinced that coaches just aren't going to have a career because chat's just like fully, and it depends though, because literally you can be like, give me a training program. Did it like, it's not the same as having a coach, but like it is
Mm,
such this big thing. So this is where that lack of like patience,
yeah,
because you literally go into like some robotic thing and it just spits out a meal plan, spits out ingredients, recipes, all the things. And like
yeah,
I have gotten into my cooking era lately, just while we're on ChatGPT. And the only
yeah,
reason I've gotten into my cooking era is because of ChatGPT giving me recipes. Like
yeah,
it's just this thing that's like so simple, and that's why people are like, I don't know. There's like some kind of missing piece there where the
yeah.
patient
I was
lazy.
gonna say though, I did see someone post this once and I haven't done it, but they were like, oh, like I had these random ingredients left in my house, put that into chat and asked for a recipe. And like
Yeah.
what she got looked amazing. I was like, oh, and I can't remember what it was, but the ingredients were so random. So I'm like, oh, can be
Mm.
good for stuff.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, it definitely can, but it's just so big at the moment that, you know, yeah, you just do wonder like a
Yeah,
human's going to opt for that over an actual human connection helping you
yeah,
get results. Because again, you can follow a meal plan, but does this person doesn't care about you. Whereas if you get a coach, they care about you. You
yeah,
have the human interaction, the changes, the software, the data, the this like
yeah,
that's more important. And if you want to grow, you will invest in your health and not use a free app robot.
yeah,
Just
literally.
take the shortcut like investment. You can never put price on your
But
investment.
yeah, what's that thing where it's like,
You can put a price on your health. I don't know.
yeah, but it was like you pay for your like the experience. Like pretty
Yeah,
much if you're getting free shit, like you can expect
yeah,
mediocre. Like it's
yeah,
just like,
yeah. Having a coach
yeah,
is luxury. I love having a coach. Like there's been a time
yeah.
I went like a year without having one, but I'm like, oh my God, I literally pay someone to do all of it for me and I just follow it. How easy is that? And how great.
Yeah. I'm actually at the point currently where I'm trialing a new routine because I'm just too busy that I don't even want to go to the gym and like touch my phone. So I'm trialing a new place near me. It's got class. It's like 24/7 gym and classes, but it's like a boutique
Have fun.
studio. So I'm like, I just want to fucking go in and
Yeah,
like you tell me what I'm doing in the class and then like little form corrections. Like my phone's not in there. 45 minutes,
that's
phone's
actually
away,
that's a
just
vibe.
using my brain.
That's actually, I really love that. And you're allowed to change your style of training,
Mm,
allowed to swap things around and do different things. Like, I actually really love that. And
yeah.
like,
And for me, actually, you'll love this. For me, I was like, I'm not, because I'm so busy, I'm getting really anxious and like having the phone, whilst I have my notifications off, like that's fine. I'm still very aware of like what's the time and like what time to be home and get ready for this next thing and like I've got to do this today. And like I was like, I'm not training properly, I'm not breathing properly. I'm like my nervous system, she's not
yeah,
regulated. So that's my big thing with it. I'm like, I still want to train and like do my weights, but I
yeah,
need it in a way that's
yeah.
I don't have to think too much and I can
I'm
breathe
so
properly.
bad with when I go to the gym. That's supposed to be my time. I'm like replying to clients, I'm checking my WhatsApp, I'm responding to them. But
Oh,
did I even progressively overload? Did I even push myself? Or like, it's so important. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is for me. So I have
yeah.
more energy to give to you. And now I'm making it about my clients. That's a me problem. It's not them. That's me for
Yeah. Yeah.
it's so bad. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I love
Uh,
that. I love that
mm,
you're trying something new.
I'm
That's
excited. I
yeah.
also like truthfully, I'm like my cardiovascular has gone fucking downhill. So I'm like, I just need that little bit more of a push to be honest. I'm like, someone else push me.
I went
Like
for a
even
run.
today, like what's the coach? She was like, pick your own rep range for squats, whatever. And then she made me do like four more when I was really struggling. And I was like, fucking hell, I finished that. And I was like,
You're not on your own. You might,
yeah, I was like, fuck, I wouldn't have pushed for those few more. Thanks,
yeah.
doll. Then my
Yeah.
leg was fucked for the rest of the workout. And I was like, shit.
My cardio is so bad. I was in my running era for a couple of years and it was great. And I went for a
Yeah.
run yesterday and I was like, oh, we got work to do. I didn't
Yeah.
pull up sore though, which was great. Mind you, my heart rate was questionable. And I'm like, I mean, it was 32 degrees, but I'm like, come on, girl, you can't be sitting at that heart rate. And I did stop like twice. And I'm like, so I'm trying to get back into my running era just off
Yeah.
the topic of like changing.
Actually, no. Well, that's my other thing is like last year I started training for a half marathon at the start of the year because I was like, want to improve my cardio, like all the fun things. And then I injured myself. So then I had to stop and like I've just not got back into it. So that's why I'm like,
Running's so hard to get back into, like with weight training and walking and like other things I find so seamless. Whereas like running, I don't know what it, because it's hard. It's so hard.
yeah,
It's
it
based
is.
on mental challenges. Like I'm already like, okay, I want to run twice a week. And I'm like, fuck, I've done the first one. When am I? And it's just like this whole build up.
Yeah. And do you also have a baseline of like, for me, I'm like, if I don't run at least 3K, not worth it.
Yes. Literally, I said to myself yesterday, because it's been a long time, I was like, you have to run 2 kilometers. Like, you have to. I was gassed at like 1.8, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like 100 meters. I did it, mind you.
Yeah.
But I always have like something in my mind of like, has to be 20 minutes, has to be 3 kilometers, has to be this pace. Like, it's just, yeah, I don't
And
know.
not just like going for the like the quote
Enjoy
unquote joy
it.
of it.
No,
Yeah.
don't enjoy
Yeah.
it. Like, it's like I have to have a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which I'm like, is great. But again, that's not where I am. I can't do that right now. I'm like, I
Mm,
need to calm down a bit. Maybe
yeah.
I'll run when I'm dog sitting because I won't have my gym there, but who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, all
Well,
right. Shall we wrap her up? Obviously, plug your socials. I want you to also plug Moon and Her and like tell the people what that's
uh,
about, how they can find it, all the kind of things.
yeah.
And then wrap her up. So you go ahead.
Yeah. So the weight loss coaching, that vibe, my journey, all those things, tips and tricks is Teesh.proud on Instagram. And then there's obviously like a link in my bio if you want to, whatever, DM me
Yeah.
anything. And then Healing with Teesh is my new social media Instagram account. And this is where I share a lot more vulnerable things, a lot more woo-woo. I do have so much planned for that. It's just the initial doing it. So that's the
Yeah.
kind of
So much goes into like behind the scenes. It's actually
yeah.
stupid.
And that Instagram is Healing with Tish. And every month of the in alignment with the full moon, I run full moon circles. It's very limited space because obviously I give a lot of energy. I do readings, I do a meditation. I can't hold too much capacity and I want to give so much. So there's very limited spaces available, but they run every single month. So yeah, like yeah, every single month. The next one's on the 3rd of March. I've only got 3 spots left, and it's the eclipse. It's the first time of me running one in an eclipse, so I'm very,
Oh. So
very.
what does that mean? Like what's the
I
difference?
mean, the difference is it's obviously more energy. So the eclipse is like you're planning ahead for like future goals.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the vibe because it's more energy. So I'm like scheduling. I'm like planning it around like we're setting big manifesting goals for like future, like we're talking like where you want to be in 5 years sort of time. Whereas like
Yeah.
your full moon is kind of like little intention setting for until the next full moon and things like that. So it's also even bigger energy to release. So things are more heavier as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I think when I saw it, it's because it's Tuesday night, isn't it?
Yes. And that's the thing. I can't control it. It's
No,
so
no, no. But I was like, oh my God, I don't work Tuesday nights anymore. But
important.
then I realized I'm dog sitting, and I'm not going to say while recording where I'm dog sitting because I don't need people knowing where I am. I'm very conscious of that. I'm like, I don't need people knowing. Like, even when I tagged the gym I was at this morning, I was like, oh, don't know if I
Yeah.
should do that, but I wanted to. Yeah, I'll let you know when we stop recording. But yeah, if you guys want to jump on, I will leave. Hang on, did you finish everything?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like, I'm
I've only
pretty
got the
sure
two
like you said it all.
accounts. I don't
Um,
have a website. I don't have anything. It's just all my socials. So come
yes.
and say hey. Come see all of my 50 million hobbies that I start. And
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm gonna leave your Instagram, both your Instagrams down below in the show notes anyway, or if you're on YouTube, just in the caption, whatever
yep.
it's called.
Yep.
But thank you so much for joining us,
Thank
Tish.
you
I
for
really
having
loved
me.
it.
So
I
did I.
think,
We're gonna have to do more. It's
yeah.
giving one on like ADHD because I've got a lot
Oh,
to say. I've got a lot
okay,
to say.
great.
And I'll discuss more with you outside of this because I don't know if it's your vibe, but like I'm always someone that's just got a yappa
Yeah.
yappa.
Okay, great. Because I'm like, I was like, surely we have more. But then in my
Yeah,
head, I was like, what else can we talk about? Anyway, I'm so glad. Okay.
yeah,
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, have you consuming the podcast. If you loved it, obviously feel free to follow, subscribe wherever you're listening, and share and tag us both on your stories so we can see. But that is all for now. I'll speak to you guys in next week's episode. Bye.